Clara took a deep breath and tied her apron tightly around her body. The restaurant was full as always. It was almost 10 p.m. and she still had a few hours left before she could finally go home. Yellow lights reflected off the polished floor and the smell of food mixed with coffee filled the room. She was already used to the grueling pace of work. Waitressing had never been her dream, but it was what allowed her to pay the bill, at least until she could find something better. Amidst the hustle and bustle, a man quietly entered the restaurant and chose a table in the corner. Clara noticed that he was wearing simple clothes, a blue sweatshirt and a cap. He seemed to avoid drawing attention to himself, yet there was something about him that seemed familiar. He approached with a professional smile. "Good evening, sir. May I take your order?" The man looked up and replied in a soft voice, "Yes, please, a plate of pasta and an orange juice." Clara took note and continued her work. When she brought the food and juice, she noticed that the man looked uncomfortable. He rummaged through his pockets, looking for something. Then with a somber look, looked up and said, "I'm sorry. I seem to have forgotten my wallet." Clara blinked in surprise. Her boss had already made it clear that he would not tolerate such situations. "No free food here," he had declared, but something about the man's humility touched her. He was not trying to deceive her. Without a second thought, she pulled out her wallet and pulled out some bills. "Don't worry, it's my fault." The man's eyes widened. "Really? I can pay you back later." He smiled. "That's okay. Everyone has bad days." He hesitated, but finally agreed. "Thank you. What's your name?" "Clara." "Thank you for your kindness, Clara." She didn't know it, but she had just helped none other than Kanté, one of Chelsea's and world soccer's most beloved players. A few hours later, at the end of her shift, the manager called her into the office. The friendly smile vanished from her face as soon as she saw her boss's grim expression. "What did you do today?" he asked, crossing his arms. Clara frowned. "What? Did you pay a customer's bill? This is an abuse of authority. You are not in charge here." Her heart was beating wildly. "I just wanted to help." He seemed to be in trouble. "It's not my problem, and it's not your problem either. If it was someone important, they could have paid. This is not a charity." Clara opened her mouth to argue, but her boss raised a hand. "You are fired. Get your things and leave." Shock hit her instantly. "What? But get out, Clara. I don't want to hear any excuses." Tears stung her eyes, but she refused to give him the satisfaction of seeing her cry. She turned around, grabbed her purse and rushed out the back door, a chill running down her spine. He had lost his job for doing something good. Not knowing what to do, she wandered aimlessly through the city streets, the weight of humiliation pressing down on her shoulders. She had helped someone and was now jobless. The cold night wind bit Clara's face as she walked aimlessly. London had never been so vast and empty. She glanced at the phone, thinking of calling her best friend Sarah, but hesitated. What was she going to say? That she had been fired for an act of kindness? That she did not know how she would pay her rent now? Her footsteps led her to a small 24-hour cafe. With the little money she had, she ordered a simple coffee and sat by the window, watching the cars go by. Her stomach was tight, not only from hunger, but also from fear of what would happen next. "I did the right thing. Why am I being punished for this?" His boss's words echoed in his mind. This is not a charity. Was he right? Could it be that, in the real world, kindness was a weakness? He shook his head, trying to banish the thoughts. "Are you okay?" Sarah's voice came through the phone when Clara finally decided to call. "Terrible, I just got fired." "What? Just like that?" Clara sighed and told her everything. Sarah uttered an indignant exclamation on the other side. "That's ridiculous. You were just a good person. My boss didn't think so, and now I'm out of work and have no idea what to do. Come to my house. You don't have to be alone." Clara hesitated, but finally agreed. She took the subway to her friend's house, where a warm couch and a cup of tea were waiting for her. Sarah tried to cheer her up, insisting that something better would come along, but Clara could not believe it at the time. The next morning, she woke up early and started looking for work. She sent CVs to restaurants, cafes, hotels, anywhere she could hire quickly. But no answers came and the rent got closer. As the afternoon fell, Clara decided to go out to clear her head. She was walking distractedly when a black car pulled up beside her. She frowned. She was not used to being approached like that. The window rolled down and a handsome man in a dark suit smiled at her. "Clara?" She took a step back. Yes, who are you? I'm Daniel. I work with Chelsea. Clara's heart skipped a beat. Chelsea? Yes. We were informed about what happened last night. She remained silent, unsure of what to say. N'Golo Kanté has asked to meet with you. He wants to thank you personally. Clara blinked, stunned. What? Why? Daniel chuckled slightly. Because you were one of the rare people who helped without asking for anything in return. She wants to talk to you. Clara still hesitated. There was a lot to process, but something inside her told her that this meeting could change everything. All right, she finally replied. She got into the car, not imagining that this decision would lead to the biggest change in her life. Her heart pounded as the car snaked through the elegant streets of London. It all seemed surreal. In less than 24 hours he had lost his job and was now on his way to N'Golo Kanté. It was like living in one of those movies where someone's life turns upside down, only this time it was real. The car stopped in front of a luxurious hotel. Daniel opened the door and smiled. He's waiting for you. Clara got out, still uncertain. The hotel lobby was immaculate, with gleaming chandeliers and a faint scent of lavender in the air. Her palms were sweaty as she tried to convince herself that nothing bad was happening. As he entered the hotel's private restaurant, he saw Kanté sitting at a table by the window. He looked out, calm, as if he were not one of the biggest stars in world soccer. When their eyes met, he smiled. Clara, I'm glad you came. A knot formed in her throat, still felt unreal. It's a pleasure, but I don't understand why you wanted to see me. Kanté pointed to the chair in front of him. Please sit down. She obeyed, her stomach still induced by nerves. Kanté leaned forward slightly and said, Did you know who I was that night? Clara shook her head. No, I just saw someone who needed help. He smiled, satisfied with her answer. That's the kind of kindness the world needs most. You helped me without knowing who I was, without expecting anything in return. And then you lost your job because of it. Clara lowered her gaze. I thought I made the wrong choice. I think you made the right one, she said firmly. She looked up, confused. What do you mean? Kanté exchanged a glance with Daniel, who had remained silent until that moment. The man in the suit put an envelope on the table. We want to offer you an opportunity, Daniel said. Clara's eyes widened. Opportunity? Kanté smiled. You have already worked in the hospitality industry. You have experience in dealing with people. Chelsea has a dedicated space to welcome special guests. Players, their families, and people involved with the club. We need someone with your profile. He was speechless. You want to give me a job? I want to give you a new chance. Not because you helped me, but because I see potential in people like you. Clara's chest tightened. What was happening? After hours of feeling like a failure, she was now faced with an incredible opportunity. But then insecurity struck. I don't know if I'm good enough for this. I've never worked in an environment like this. Kanté smiled. I didn't even know if I was good enough to play in the Premier League, but I had to try. He swallowed hard. And you, do you want to try? Her heart was pounding, but for the first time in a long time, she felt she had a real choice before her. Clara took a deep breath and answered, Yes, I accept. Little did she know that this decision would change her life forever.